Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Pure Nintendo Podcast. This is your weekly dose of all things Nintendo. My name is Jemma, and joining me once again this week, I have the fantastic Kirk.
I don't think I'm good enough to join the Fantastic Four anytime soon.
What would your superpower be?
The ability to always have the correct change in my pocket.
Oh, hey, I like that. That would be very handy.
Yeah, it'd be a very convenient friend to have around, wouldn't I?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Well, thank you for joining me this week. Welcome back, listeners. We've got a lot of news and games to cover. I'm very excited to talk about a lot of this stuff. Very random stuff, but lots of cool stuff. And I just wanted to start before we do get into the news. Just wanted to say thank you to our subscribers for the magazine. Do we have an update for them on that? Is it on its way out yet?
It is. They are in boxes in my
Yep.
office.
Cool.
And as soon as I get them in envelopes and get the address labels slapped on, they'll be going. So by the time we record next week, everyone should have them in their hands.
Brilliant. Excellent. Love that. Look forward to getting your copy in the mail very, very soon. And if you are in Brisbane, don't forget you can go to the Comic Book Cafe in Albion and pick one up off the shelf, directly off the shelf. I'm hoping to be at there's a little, they call it a suitcase market in Brisbane next weekend on the 3rd of May. And I'm going to try to get to that. And you can pick one up while you're there as well, if you like. So look for me there.
Oh, you could be like autographing them too. And
Oh
everything?
yeah, if you want an
Yeah.
autograph, sure, of course, I'm happy to.
Excellent.
That would be amazing.
Maybe I'll
No,
fly out.
yes, please do. But let's get to the news. There's lots of cool news this week. Nintendo did reveal a release date for Splatoon Raiders, which is the Splatoon spin-off that we knew was in development, and now we know it's coming on July the 23rd. And they also released a new trailer to go along with it, which shows a lot of the gameplay, avatar creation, that sort of thing. It looks really cool. It looks pretty fun. It's focused pretty squarely on a solo adventure, they're calling it. They really hammer that point home, I thought, in the trailer. Single player outing, despite the fact you can play multiplayer locally. Was it locally and online, I think? There's a few different options there. You're not probably the biggest Splatoon player, I don't think, Kirk. Would I be correct in assuming that?
Yeah, I don't know if I have ever played Splatoon. My son had Splatoon and Splatoon 2 and played them quite extensively for a while. So I watched it a lot. And the funny thing is, I think I told him at the time, this is the kind of game where I would play it if I didn't have to play other people.
Yeah, right. Yes.
Because as you know, for better or worse, I'm a single player kind of guy. But now this has come out, and I still don't know if I want to play it.
Yes. Fair enough. It's not going to be for everybody. I think a lot of people do love Splatoon, which is great. I have definitely played Splatoon. I have Splatoon 3. I was late to the Splatoon party. What happened to Splatoon 3 in your household? Why was it 1 and 2 only?
I think by that time, Sam had moved on to games on his PC and just wasn't playing as much on the Nintendo.
Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. So, should I ask your opinion of the trailer then, as a non-player?
I didn't, you know what? And I think it's part of the reason why I said I still don't know if I want to play it, because I don't know what the game is yet.
Right.
Like they showed us stuff, and to me it just looked like Splatoon again, except not as much, kinetic, frenetic. Kinetic
yeah.
or frenetic? What's the word I'm looking
Frenetic, I think.
for? All right, action as you get in the multiplayer one, but there wasn't any real detail on the story or what how you're moving from one section to another. It was just kind of like, here's Splatoon, doesn't look familiar, and that was it. That's all I got.
Yeah, good point. It does look familiar, which is good. I mean, in some ways it's good because you don't want it to be too different. It's a spin-off, right? So it's obviously going to have the same mechanics in terms of you're wielding crazy weapons that shoot ink. That's the premise. But instead of shooting other players, I guess you're shooting enemies and trying to get to a certain goal, collect certain treasures. And yeah, what is the overarching plot that drives you? Not sure, but it's there. Go watch it. If you're watching this on YouTube, you will see it while we're talking, of course. So July 23rd, I feel like Nintendo's doing kind of a big game a month at the moment, would we say? Like we had Tomodachi Life in April. We've got Yoshi coming up in May. What was in March? Was that Pokemon Pokopia, I think? I don't know what's in June. And then we've got this in July. So do you feel like that's an accurate statement?
Yeah, I think so. There have been pretty steady stream of, I don't want to say a lesser lower level releases, I think, from Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that a lot, even though most of them aren't, my cup of tea.
Mm.
Um, I would like them to hurry up and get to the point where they're announcing when we get to see the new Fire Emblem game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a good staggering, I think, of games. One a month, one every 2 months, even. I think would be fine.
Yeah. 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 I mean, we clamor for things like a new Mario or whatever it is, but we wouldn't even have time. So I like the monthly ish kind of, schedule, I suppose. I think that works pretty well. But who knows what the rest of the year is like? And I think that's where Fire Emblem, the likes of Fire Emblem, could come into play, which is what I'm hoping as well. So, at some point soon, we're going to have a big reveal of things that are coming because, yeah, the rest of the year is looking a little quiet at this point. Obviously, we know there will be games. We just don't know what they are or when they will be coming. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's going to be exciting. Very cool. All right. Well, Splatoon Raiders, yep, check that one out. It comes out on July the 23rd. Next up, we have an anniversary, a 30th anniversary for Metal Slug, the series, which is a relatively huge series. Like it's been around, obviously, it's been around a long time. It kicked off in arcades in April 1996. I feel like Trev is a huge Metal Slug fan. He's not on the show today, unfortunately. He's still unwell. Hope you're feeling better, Trev. Get well soon. We miss you. What's
Hmm.
your experience like with Metal Slug?
Boy, I'm feeling completely useless on this episode. I don't know if I've ever played a single Metal Slug game.
Radio. That's okay. You're aware of it, right?
Yes, yeah, I
Yes.
definitely know the name. In fact,
Yeah.
when I first saw that, the first thing that popped into my head was Metal Gear.
Yeah.
And of course, it wasn't that.
No. I could have called it Metal Gear by mistake. It's good that I didn't, and now I might do it because you've put it back into my consciousness. But no, Metal Slug. I've definitely played it. I don't think I've played all of them. There's a lot more than I realized. There's quite a few games in the series and heaps of spin-offs too. But it was, yeah, I guess it's started off as an arcade game. It's a run and gun kind of 2D platforming classic style adventure. Really hard, I suppose, is my memory of playing it in the arcades. Quite challenging. Like there's lots of enemies shooting at you. Obviously, in an arcade game, you have limited life, and so they want you to pump more quarters in. My handy friend Kirk would be always there with an extra quarter, I guess. So superpower. That would be cool.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I guess if this was because you were an arcade player, but probably not in '96, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, I think by then the arcades had pretty much shifted away from the type of games that I grew up playing. So,
Mm-hmm.
although having said that, this is absolutely the type of game that I would have played if I was going.
Yeah.
It wasn't two people in a pit fighting, which is what pretty much every game was after a while.
Yes. That's so true. That's what I was thinking. If this was, came out kind of 10 years earlier, maybe, or whatever, 10, 15, I don't know exactly when you were in the arcades, but in the 80s, right? You would
Hmm.
have you would have played this for sure. So I think it's just a timing thing, really.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
it's
it does look fun.
yeah, it is really fun. It is. I actually really like Metal Slug. Like I said, I've definitely played some of them, not all of them. I couldn't tell you which number I played because they're kind of all the same to me a little bit. There's probably nuances that people who are bigger fans than I would know the difference. But to me, it's just fun, run and gun, shooting action, jumping, rescuing. You rescue people as you go. There are big boss fights, of course, that sort of thing. And SNK has released some sort of trailer. It's not really a trailer. It's a retrospective look at the series. They kind of show off all the different games, and at the end, they really just tease that something is coming, something new, a new mission. They refer to it as. So, of course, we can speculate. We don't know what that means. It sounds like a new game in the series. Hopefully, I think people have been talking about Metal Slug kind of 8, I guess, because they're sort of numbered up to 7 with a few X's in there as well. But would it be a Metal Slug 8? Would it be a reboot? Something else, Metal Slug Reborn or something like that? I don't know. I mean, personally, I'd love to see another classic entry like that, like a side-scrolling style. I wouldn't want to, they've done spin-offs before. And you may know more about this as well, Kirk, because you probably have seen some of my reviews. I think I reviewed, which one was it? I should look this up before the show. I reviewed one maybe 2 or 3 years ago that was a spin-off, and it was one of those kind of a tower defense style game where you coming in from the left and there's enemies on the right, and you have to defeat them and keep going and sending enemies to overpower the thing at the end, like Battle Cats, if you know Battle
Is
Cats.
it Metal Slug Attack Reloaded?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, did I review that one?
Yes, you did.
Yes. And I didn't give it a very good score, did I?
No,
No,
you didn't.
no, I really was disappointed with that game. It was crazy hard. Like, I don't mind games being hard, but it was ridiculously hard, like frustratingly hard, impossibly hard, and it had so much potential. So, did not enjoy that game. They've had other sort of spin-offs that I just don't think have been quite right or successful. I think they haven't quite pulled it off. So, if they're going to do something new, I would love them to. I would like to stick to their lane, do what they do well, and do it properly. Do the series justice. So I'm hoping something really cool, comes our way this year in that series. We will see. Do you have any other thoughts on that? Even though
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm going to counter your point
ooh,
just a
okay,
little bit
sure,
because, and again, I haven't played these games, but looking through them, the one
Mhm.
that I think appeals to me most is probably Metal Slug Tactics,
Yes,
which doesn't look like one of the, not the original style or the typical style from this
Mhm.
series. And we reviewed that, it looks like in April of last year, and it got
Mhm.
an 8.5.
That's pretty good.
So yeah, but this is I played a lot of these tactics kind of games. The Fire Emblem and Final Fantasy Tactics.
Mhm.
Is that what
Mhm.
it is that everyone talks about?
Yeah.
Which I
Yeah.
haven't played, but there are so many games like that, and I played so many of them that they all start to bleed together. Uh, but yeah,
Yes.
so let them spin off a little bit because every now and again they'll give me something like that, which appeals more to my sensibilities.
Totally. And I have to admit, I haven't played Metal Slug Tactics, and I saw that we had a review for it, and I wanted to play it, but I also didn't because I was scarred by the last spin-off. So maybe that one was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the sounds of it, it was better, which is great. And if you can you hear planes?
Yeah, you got like some kind of fighter jet going overhead?
Yeah, it's Anzac Day today.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez, I'd just be outside staring at them all day.
Yeah. I didn't know it was happening right now, but today is
Nah,
Anzac
no,
Day.
that's cool. Leave it in. It's a good special effect. As we're talking about Metal Slug,
I
there's
know,
some kind of
right?
air
Yeah.
support going overhead right now.
Yes, yes. That is cool. Good timing, good timing.
Yeah.
Uh, no, thank you for that opinion. I think that is good, and I don't want to be too negative, of course, on, like, really my dipping into the the spin-offs is not great, so I'm kinda judging it a little bit on that one game. But, yeah, let's see what they come up with. I am interested, let's say that, and I'm keen to see what they bring to the table. So, stay tuned for more information on that. Let's move on to some more news and Pragmata, which we talked about last week. That one came out the week before. What was the date? Was it the 18th, 16th, 18th of April? Not long ago. Now, it's doing really well. It's doing really, really well. It sold over 1 million copies in the first 2 days. And I just realized I wrote this news down when I read it, but since then I've learned that doesn't even include Japan. They actually delayed it. Sorry, for the Switch 2. They delayed it in Japan. So it does include Japanese sales for PS5. But the Switch 2 was delayed until the 24th of April. I'm not 100% sure why, but I think it might be because of Tomodachi Life being released very close to the time. And we'll talk, well, maybe we should talk about sales of that at the same time. But let's stick with Pragmata for now because I wanted to ask you, Kirk, did you try the demo?
No,
No. Okay. That's fine. That's fine.
I
It's
feel like I'm not turning in my homework on time.
You get a B.
You know what? If I don't have to turn in my homework and still get a B, I will do that every single
Yeah, this is why I'm not a teacher. I'd be way too lenient on the kids. Well, I did try the demo, so I can definitely talk to that.
cool.
But Capcom did say that the Switch 2 release was apart from Japan, obviously, but the Switch 2 release, because remember last week we were talking about how it was released across all platforms at once, except for Japan. That was part of that momentum. So I love that Capcom acknowledged that. I don't have the breakdown of the numbers of that 1 million across the different platforms or regions just yet, but they specifically said the Switch 2 was part of that. So uh, thank you. That's great, Capcom. Now, I tried the demo. I wish I had tried it before last week because we talked about it a lot last week. It's really good. I had a lot of fun with it. It's quite short, the demo. It really gives you a taste of the game, though, and it really does hook you. So you play, obviously, the role of this protagonist in a mech suit, and the android girl, Diana, sits atop his back. She's awesome. And I really want to play. I probably would have bought this game if I had more money this week. It is not a cheap game. We'll see. It's going to be on my wish list, and we'll see. But essentially, it just takes you through kind of a series of rooms. It's a bit of a puzzle-ish kind of thing. And we talked about this last week because we remember we were saying, and you were kind of asking how it could be puzzle and action. I think they were listing it as an action adventure or something like that, but they really, really emphasize those puzzle elements, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most
So
of the reviews seem to.
yeah. And it doesn't take long to get used to this, but the style is that when you attack an enemy, a little grid appears, and Diana, being the android that she is, can kind of hack into them. And so you kind of move the, what do you call, like the four buttons, like the YX AB button, to use them to move the cursor around in this little grid, follow the line, and get to this specific point in this grid. And the enemies become kind of open for more attacks, like they're more vulnerable. So your attacks are stronger, you can take them down more easily. And it's really cool and satisfying to do. And I really love the dynamic, even in this short demo, the dynamic between the two characters, Diana and, I'm sorry, I don't know the dude's name. I can't remember what it is. It's really good. It's really, really good. It's really sweet. I'm seeing lots of stuff online about this as well. Lots of people doing artwork and stuff as well, which is really cool. People just love this game, which is great. I'm really happy that people are enjoying this. Um, yeah. So, and it's doing really well. Do you have any other questions or statements about Pragmata?
Yeah. Yeah. I think despite having not played it, I also am very happy it's doing well because I love it when companies release new IPs, something
Mm,
we've never seen before, and it's just immediately embraced and loved by the gaming community.
yeah.
Because we're kind of a hard nut to crack, right?
Yes. Yes.
People want sequels and they want to relive experiences and are
Mhm.
so much interested in investing in something new. So I am glad that they did this, and I'm glad Capcom supported the Switch 2 straight out of the box.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, it's fantastic. Now, did Capcom, are they responsible for Monster Hunters as well?
Yes.
So they've had a really big year so far, right? With Resident Evil Requiem, Monster Hunters Stories 3,
Mhm.
and now Pragmata. They're doing pretty well this year, really, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
amazing.
don't they do yeah, you mentioned Resident Evil, right?
Yeah, Resident
Yeah.
Evil Requiem. I do wonder what is next for Capcom because they just seem to be just on a roll right now, and I'm very interested to see what's next for them. Pragmata, if I feel like if this game has been received as, and you mentioned being new IP, which is actually really great because, like you said, we see a lot of repeats and sequels, reboots, etc. I would guess this would get a sequel just because it is so popular, but it is so good and so refreshing to see something new come out. I really love that. So in other sales, I mentioned Tomodachi Life because that has also done really well. And we know some sales data, which is that it sold 500,000 physical copies in its first week in Japan. And I mean, it's the first week, but it's really only the first kind of 3 days because I think the sales data is from the 13th to the 19th, and the game came out on the 16th, I believe. So that's physical copies, not digital. So we don't even know what the digital sales were, and that's just Japan. So probably that's the highest region for this game, I would imagine. Do you think?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, but really popular. And this is why I think Pragmata may have been delayed over there by a week, just to let everyone enjoy Tomodachi Life for a week, and then they can get into Pragmata the week later. For Switch 2. This was only delayed for Switch 2. It was out on other consoles, just to clarify. I know I did already say that, but just to clarify. I don't want anyone to catch me out. So yeah, we'll see how that goes with other regions and whether that momentum continues. But yeah, it's certainly doing pretty well. I think someone online said that Nintendo's not done with Mii's.
And I hope they never are.
Yeah, me too. Exactly. Yeah. Did you have
I
any
have
updates on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do have to point out too,
Hmm.
to my shock and surprise, my wife told me the other day,
Hmm.
"Are there any games you think I should be playing on, like, the Switch?" I'm like, "Tierney, I've got dozens I can pass your way." She's normally just playing games on the, iPad, but, she's looking for something a little meatier, so I went through all the games I reviewed,
Hmm.
and checked them out and thought, which ones, I started her off with 4. I made 4 excellent recommendations.
Yes.
And then at the end said, "Oh, and Sophie's playing this game called Tomodachi Life. It has a demo. Why don't you download that and give that a try?" Uh, I don't know. Within 30 minutes, she bought the game. And I think that's all she's been playing. Like,
Oh
wait
my
a minute. I curated this list, this perfect list for you,
god.
and you're just playing Tomodachi Life. Yeah, she built an island and she called it Sunnydale Island, I think, and I can't remember. Something from Buffy, because
Oh
all of her
yeah.
characters are Buffy players. Every person she created is someone from Buffy the Vampire Slayer,
Oh,
and
cool.
she's just been on it ever since.
Yeah.
She's one of the sales and she loves it too. I haven't checked with Sophie since we last recorded, so I don't know
Mhm.
how she's coming along with hers. But yeah, there's
Wow.
definitely an audience for these
Yeah.
games.
Oh, that's so cool. I can just imagine her like Spike, talking to Angel,
Yeah.
chatting.
Oh, I think Buffy and Angel got married.
Oh, did they?
I can't remember much about the show, but I'm pretty sure that wasn't allowed to happen. Like the
Yeah.
world was going to end if Angel got happy or something. I don't know, but yeah, they're married, and Spike is running around in a ballet outfit.
That is just so that's what this game is, isn't it? It's just like you
Yeah.
can do what you want. It's so creative
See,
and fun. Make it your own. I love that.
yeah,
That is
I might have to do it now and have everyone come from Highlander.
Yes. Yeah. Or what's the other one you're always talking about?
Flash Gordon.
Yes, Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon's too holy for me. I couldn't.
Ah, okay. You
I,
can't
I
take
I
that.
can't do that to those characters.
Yeah, fair enough. That is so cool. Well, I'm glad she's enjoying it. I hope everyone's enjoying it. Yeah, it is super fun. Let us know, listeners, what's your theme of your island? I like Buffy. That I would never have guessed that, but that is so cool. Let's see if other people have some island themes happening. What they've got going on. That's brilliant. Thank you, Kirk.
Mhm.
Next up, we have a new trailer for Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, which is, I guess, Nintendo's, we talked about a monthly release schedule here, but it looks like Yoshi is the next one on May the 21st. This game is looking really good. I love Yoshi, of course. I feel like this is good timing for Nintendo, given how popular Yoshi is right now with the Mario
Yeah,
Galaxy movie. Yeah. Are you a fan of Yoshi? Have you played any of the Yoshi games previously?
I haven't. I really haven't.
Okay.
I think I mentioned before. I've dug into Kirby a little bit, but
Mhm, mhm.
I never did Yoshi.
Yeah, right, okay. There are plenty of games out there. Some of them are on Switch Online, I think, like Yoshi's Island, I believe, is on there for the Super Nintendo. I don't know if others are, sorry, I should look that up, but I'm sure there are others. They're so cute. Kirby is a good not analogy, but, what's the word? A good example, I suppose, to relate it to.
Analogous. He's
Yes,
analogous.
analogous, thank you. Because they're both really cute, they both kind of have
Mhm.
these interesting abilities. Yoshi obviously could eat, items with his tongue. So and that opens up all sorts of interesting pathways. He makes his eggs, just like in the movie. I love that they did that. It made the cool noise as well. So the trailer shows a lot more detail about what you are doing in this game, and it looks I'm not no, I'm not even gonna say the word. the C word, the cozy word, which I've just had to say because I had to clarify what the word was. But you don't seem to take damage in this game, so it is cozy from that perspective. But it is still a platforming adventure where you're, using Yoshi's abilities to reach. Oh, more planes! If you can hear that in the background, it's not.
Stick your head out and see what they are. Tell me what kind they are.
It's really cloudy. I can't
Oh,
see
okay.
from here. But that doesn't kind of go with Yoshi's the plane.
No, yeah,
No.
probably not appropriate. All right.
So he has got to reach different platforms with his tongue swinging abilities. His flutter ability is still there, and the whole thing is about this book that has blank pages, and you need to search for these. I don't know if you call them enemies, though. I was going to say enemies, but characters, creatures. Let's say creatures, and fill out this book with details about these creatures by investigating them by literally eating them, I suppose, to analyze them, right? So is Yoshi like a little mini computer now with his mouth? I don't know. His tongue is like analyzing things. It seems a bit weird that he eats everything, but okay, that's cool. It's all in good. It's all in good fun. And I guess you're not really destroying the enemies at this point. And even if did you see in the trailer, he ground pounds them and they get a little dazed, but they don't really, die or anything. Like that seems a bit nasty to just jump really hard on someone's head. But anyway.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, live or not, I don't want someone doing that to me.
Yes.
I also
Uh,
don't want someone wrapping me up in their tongue and eating me.
no, not really. But that's okay. And in the is it the sort of the still, the title screen, what do you call that kind of image of the game with the title and the characters? It it's got Shy Guys in the background. So they're definitely enemies, right? Like how is he going to deal with them? He's just going to be okay, he's a shy guy. I'm just going to eat you but not kill you this time. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but that's going to be interesting. But it looks like there's some really creative levels to explore. They really went through that first character, what do they call him? Crazy Daisy? Was it? The little flower thing that he investigated. And it's really cute. I get Pikmin vibes for some reason. I don't know why. You're not throwing Pikmin and they're not collecting things for you. Maybe just the cuteness and the fact that he was a plant. I don't know.
Yeah, and did he eat that? Like he ate it, but then it was still there?
Yeah, I
Did another one
say
grow? Maybe another one just grew. I mean, it's a plant, right? So
yeah, he definitely did
it's a
something like that, and he was ground pounding this thing, sorry, he was ground pounding it, and that kind of made him, like, bloom more, and if you ground pound it or something in water, that makes it do different things as well. I'm trying to think whether he turned into an egg when he swallowed it or not. I think he swallowed it and that made that little shadow thing appear. Is that right? Like it's when you see a new enemy and you eat it, it kind of reveals information about that enemy in this kind of overlay, shadowy, I don't know what you call that little thing that appears next to Yoshi. But it seems like it's very much about exploring, about filling out all the details. Like it's like a bit of a collectathon almost, really, because you've got to
Mhm.
do all the things with these characters, find out all of the details. And at the end of the level, there was some sort of 3 blue flower thing you had to do. Maybe that means you've done everything. I'm not sure. But it really does look like the sort of game where you just have to go through and kind of complete. If you're a completionist, it might be really satisfying, I feel. Does
Yeah,
it?
and
Yeah.
maybe getting all those things are harder. So like it's made very simple for younger players, but
Mhm,
adults that
mhm.
are playing it can still find some challenge in the collectibles.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I think that's the case, yeah. But it certainly looks adorable. Do you think this is something you or your family will play?
Probably not. It is something that we definitely would have played 10 years ago when my
Mhm.
kids were younger, and we
Mm.
used to play games like this together. Yeah, that now they moved on from that, and I guess I moved on with them.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
But it does look adorable, and it looks like it would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think so too, yes. I'm looking forward to this one. I'm sure Trev also is looking forward to this one. I think in the magazine was this his most looked forward to game, maybe? I think it was, from memory. We
If
have
I
a
had one in front of me right now, I'd be able to tell you.
Yeah, same. I've got a few around, but not in front of me. So yeah, this is I'm pretty sure this was one of his games. One of our articles is about our most looked forward to games of the year, and
Mhm.
I think this was his one. Yeah, it really does look great, and I think I love that Nintendo is being so creative with these characters, with Yoshi, making it something special and unique and different. It's not I would be happy with another Yoshi platformer, for example. I love Yoshi's Island. I think that is such a great, great game. But this is not that game. This is different. It's almost like an evolution, and I think it's gonna be really, really neat. So I'm really looking forward to that coming out. I hope other people are also excited. Listeners, let us know your thoughts. Do you have anything else to add to Yoshi and the Mysterious Book?
Nope. Good luck, everyone playing it.
Yes. So we'll talk more about it when it
When
comes
it's
out.
out. Yeah, when it's out.
Yeah, 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 exactly. Now, just quickly, I added something here because this is hot off the press. I just saw this morning before the before the show when I woke up. I shouldn't be checking my phone as soon as I wake up, but I was looking at the time and it was just there. Mina the Hollower, which is a game we've talked about a little bit over the last 6 months or so because it was meant to come out last year. It was delayed. There was a demo on the Switch 2. It's from Yacht Club Games, who we know and love from Shovel Knight. They've just announced that the game has gone gold, which means it's finished development and it's being sent off to first party. What do they call it? It's been sent off for review to get it onto gaming platforms. So that's really exciting. They don't have a release date just yet. They said stay tuned because that will be the next piece of news once they have feedback from the submissions. So yeah, it's on its way. That's really good news for the team. Looking forward to that one. If you haven't tried the demo, definitely give it a go. It's really really fun. It's different to Shovel Knight. It's kind of a what do we call it? Isometric? No, side. I don't know what you call that. It's got that depth to it, like a side scroller, but kind of top down, but kind of not. It's like a Zelda type of thing, a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, really really fun though. Really really good. Challenging, of course. So yeah, highly recommended. Let's stay tuned for a release date for that one, but that was that little extra tidbit of news right there. But now we are on to our favorite, my favorite, Kirk's Corner, because I get to not talk for a few minutes. No.
Yeah. That's I hadn't considered that, but you're absolutely this is when you go off stage and the drummer gets a solo.
Yes, exactly. Yes. No, it is time for Kirk's Corner. Which game do you have for us this week?
Well, I'm going to cheat. Well, I shouldn't say cheat. Normally, what I like to do here is pick games that probably slip under the radar or don't get an awful lot of coverage.
Mhm.
But this time, I'm picking a game that was in one of the recent Nintendo Directs, and I think when we were talking about them, I said this is the one that I was most interested in
Yes.
because it just looks so weird. And it is Ratatan, which is from the developers of a game that I am probably going to have to buy pretty soon called Patapon, um, which was, I think, originally released for the PSP. It was remastered a few times and finally hit the Switch in Patapon 1+2 Replay. When did that come out? That was fairly recently, on July 11th of 2025.
I've heard of that
And
one somehow.
it's a
Yeah,
rogue like rhythm game, rhythm strategy game.
cool.
Um, so I had to look this up because I had to figure out what was going on Ratatan. And basically, what you're doing is, and I'm not going to go into too much detail because I haven't played it yet, but you're playing drums, kind of. You're beating out rhythm in a certain things while you're doing these attacks, and they're kind of like side scrolling attacks. And the better you're mapping the rhythm to them, whether it's attack or defense, the better you're going to do. But a lot of the gameplay is in the preparation where you're setting up for this run with, say, whatever weapons or something you're going to be taking in with you. So it's kind of got this gameplay loop where you do that and then it doesn't work. And so you come back and re strategize and go in again. Um, the main attraction for me, from what I've seen in the videos, are the music is just like this absolutely chaotic, almost children's show kind of thing, Japanese children's show, I should say. That just sounds like it's a lot of fun. And the graphics look great.
Mm,
But
mhm.
So having said all that, for games I've never played and could be way off, and please feel free to correct me. Maybe by this week I will have purchased Potapon and we'll have a basic idea. But physical edition pre-orders are open now, which is why I'm bringing it here. The game releases July 16th for the Switch 2. It looks to me like the Switch 2 physical edition is the actual game. It's not a game key card.
Cool.
They don't have any physical pre-orders bonuses, any physical pre-order bonuses that will be included, but there are some in-game bonuses that you'll be getting. It looks like a spirit sword, bonbon sword. I don't know what that is, but it
Sounds
sounds
cool.
great,
Yeah,
right?
it does. Yeah, totally.
Give me a bonbon sword and I'll buy something early, sure. Um, there's also going to be a deluxe edition digital exclusive, which features the main game, the legendary weapon I just mentioned, the Spirit Sword, Bonbon Sword, special weapon and accessory set, a Kobun set, and a growth material set. We'll find out what all those are later. But yeah, so if you're interested in this game, digital and physical, July 16th, and you can get your pre-orders in now for the physical.
Nice. Cool. So yeah, it comes out both physically and digitally the same day.
Yep.
Yeah. Very cool. I love the tagline on the website. It says, "Save the world with the sound of rhythm."
Yeah, why not? Like, what else? What else would you want to save the world with?
Yes. Bonbon swords, yes, but that's part and parcel of the rhythm. So yeah, I love that. That's great. I do remember that from the direct because it was in that little montagey bit.
Yes. And visually, it's just absolutely the game that most stood out for me. You know
Yeah.
what I'm going to do real quickly, since I was very confusing as I was describing this game. Here's a quick paragraph where they're describing it from the press release I saw
Sure.
or have. Ratatan is a rhythmic roguelike packed with beat-driven battles and colorful chaos. This exciting new release challenges players to build their own customizable Kobun army, march across the ever-changing world of Redo, and defeat any evildoers silly enough to stand in their way, supporting both single player and multiplayer.
Nice. That sounds really cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. Who's the developer or publisher?
Let me see, because I got this from Press Engine, so I don't. It's got to be down here somewhere, right? Game Source Entertainment.
Okay. Do we know them?
Yeah, we've taken a look at some of their stuff. They've a pretty wide array of published content.
Okay. Cool.
That I'm not sure. Let's see what we have here. Well, I went to their website and it's all in Chinese, which I cannot read. So,
Fair enough.
but yeah, we've done. I know we've done some Game Source content, unless I'm confusing them with Game Mill, which I can't possibly be, because well, we won't go into that.
Okay. Yes. That's cool. Thank you, Kirk. So Ratatan, yep, July 16th. Let us know, listeners, if you're keen, if you're going to be picking this one up physically or digitally, because both are available. And I love that. So yeah, hopefully it does well. Let's move on to the games that we're playing. And we have a nice healthy list again this week, 2 games apiece by the looks of it. So I will kick things off with a game that I'm playing called Back to the Dawn, which is a review game. And this one is I'm really enjoying this game. Okay, so let me start by saying it is an RPG about a fox trying to escape from prison. And I'm just trying to find out. I think this was out on other like Steam prior to maybe the Switch release, I believe. I'm thinking. But also it came out a little while ago on the Switch. When did it come out? I think it might have been March.
Yeah, March 5th.
March the 5th. Okay. So it's been out a little while, but I am reviewing it. I'm really enjoying my time with it. It's basically your character. You actually can choose between there's sort of 2 characters on the title screen. You'll see on the cover art. There's a fox and a black panther, right? You can choose either of these characters. So I've chosen the fox. I'm assuming this means you could play it again as the other character and have a completely different story. So I'm looking forward to trying that as well. But the fox's character, and even once you choose the character, you can choose a few different scenarios for this character. So I don't remember what they were, sorry. But my character, his name is Thomas. I didn't name him. I think that he just came with that name. He is a journalist. He's been set up. He's been put into jail. He's not actually guilty. He was reporting on some dodgy things that the mayor was doing to the environment, and he's been put into the slammer. He has to survive. I mean, basically, the mayor is going to be re-elected in 21 days. And so your goal is to try to prove your innocence and sort of, I think, escape within 21 days. So you're spending 21 days in prison. So there's a time mechanic here where you wake up in the morning, you go do the head count with all the other prisoners, you have some work time, some lunch, and then you have like time in the yard, some kind of free time, I guess. You can read, you can talk to people, you can buy and sell things. Very, very RPG-ish in those elements. You can obviously also kind of build up some stats, like your strength and intelligence by doing these things. But there's a story along the way, and so your challenge, I guess, is to work out what's going on. So you can contact your lawyer on the phone. You can make 2 phone calls a day. You can meet your lawyer in the visitors area. You then get some, I guess, clues. I don't want to spoil things, but clues about what to do next. So there's a kind of a bit of a path to follow, but there's also heaps of quests, way too many quests to actually do in one go. And there's no luxury of time here. Time just passes. So you really have to manage your time well. Because you only got to have a certain amount of hours in the day, and the hours tick by. Every activity you do costs you minutes, and you've got a really handy little clock in the top left corner. It's not actually that little; it's quite big, which is even handier because it's very obvious and clear what time of day it is. You really need to pay attention to that, because once it gets to 12 o'clock, that's lunchtime, and whatever you were doing, you have to stop and you have to go to lunch because you're a prisoner in a prison. You don't have a choice; you just have to do the thing. There's a lockdown at 10 o'clock at night. There's and it's the type of game where you're, like I said, you're a fox, but you're what do you call it when you're a humanoid animal?
Anthropomorphic.
Yes, that. So all the characters are animals. And they're really creative. There are actually some animals I've not even heard of, which is neat. And I can't think of one off the top of my head because I can't remember what it was called, but there are some really cool ones. There's ones you have heard of as well, but they're all really, it's not just like a dog and a cat. It's like there's a wombat and a koala, which I love, obviously being Australian, but there is a meerkat and, an elephant and a giraffe and some kind of donkey, but there's like a tapir. And I think there's a capybara. Like there's all of these really, really cool creatures. And there are heaps of them. I think there are 47, I want to say, prisoners. So there are a lot of people to talk to. There you have a kind of an ex-partner, like a girlfriend that you can call as well. So there's a relationship there you can build. And every character you interact with has there's a meter in the top right that shows your friendship status or rapport, I guess, with these characters. And it starts off as 0 on day 1. It's 0 for everyone. And then the more you talk to them, you can give them gifts, and sometimes they'll like them and your rapport will go up. Sometimes they won't like them and your rapport will go down. So yeah, once you get to a higher rapport, you can buy more things off these people. There's other things you can do with quests and such. Some of the quests have like day limits, so you have to do it within like 3 or 6 days or something like that. It's really interesting. It's really well designed. The story is really cool. I like the characters, and it's not like it's a prison, which prison is bad, obviously, but it's not too dark. It's sort of light in a way. I mean, these are anthropomorphic creatures, so there is already that. They're not humans. There's a small amount of swear words and a little bit of crassness, but it's not over the top. It's not too gross or detailed there, making it a little bit more accessible for a wider audience. But I'm really enjoying my time with it. I'm trying to get through it all before I write my review because I really want to see the ending, of course. Because it's got that day structure, you kind of have it's pretty set how long the game is. I'm about halfway, so I'm about on day, half of 21 ish, something like that. So yeah, it's really good. It's really fun. I will write my review up and get that out ASAP. But yeah, look into that one if you're interested. Back to the Dawn. I think it's $14.99 on the Switch. I believe it's a Switch 1 game, but it is compatible with Switch 2. There is a demo as well. Actually, I just realized. I didn't even know that. I'm just looking at the
It's
eShop.
$34.99. Is that
Oh,
what you said?
sorry. I'm sorry. 34. Did I say 14? I meant
Yeah,
30.
you did.
Yeah,
Okay.
my bad. It's $34.99. So it is not a cheap game, but it's not too expensive. And like I said, you can do this kind of twice with the two different characters. Plus, you can choose your like at the outset, you can kind of choose what your character's profession is a little bit. Like it's a little bit unique that way, and you can obviously come back and do it a different way if you wanted to. Plus, all of these quests, if you really wanted to, you could go in and do it again from a different perspective, and things that you've missed the first time, you can go back and do it again. Of course, it's going to be a long-ish session. Like each day is probably depends how you spend your time, but it's probably half an hour, maybe up to an hour a day, like in real world time. You can skip things, you can just rest, and of course, time passes. You can do work, like you can go to the laundry and do work, and that's pretty quick as well. And then 3 hours pass, kind of thing. Obviously, overnight, once you go to sleep, that just passes. So there's kind of 6 or 8 hours there that just goes automatically. Yeah, but I'm enjoying my time with it. So stay tuned for my full thoughts. Did you have any questions about that one?
No, I was going to ask one, but I see that I'm on the site and it answered it for me. That all the different routes you take, it does say it also has several possible endings.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I wouldn't be
so yeah,
surprised. Mm.
the different routes and probably the side quests and everything you take can lead down to more satisfying conclusions, perhaps, or less
Yeah.
satisfying.
Yeah, that's it, and I'm kinda worried I won't get there. So, I'm trying, like, I'm trying to make friends with everybody, and obviously I'm trying to solve the mystery about this, mayoral thing. But what happens if I don't get there in the end? I don't know. I guess I'll just be stuck in prison forever, right? That's probably the ending that I'll get. I don't know. And if I do solve the mystery, hopefully I'm exonerated and get released. There are gangs you can affiliate yourself with as well. They're really hard to crack though, so I'm not in a gang yet. But there are 3 gangs. They are, like I said, it's kind of lighthearted a little bit with the humor. Like they're not. It's not really bloody or it's cartoony. I suppose is a way of putting it, which I like. It's not too gritty or yeah, dark. But it's obviously there are some dark tones. You are still stuck in prison, you know, innocent person in prison. So, but yeah, it's really enjoyable. The story is really good. They call it a C RPG. Do you know what that means? What does a C stand for?
Computer, I believe. I actually just looked that up for something else. So, in the case for the game I was playing, the C stood for computer.
Computer RPG?
Yeah, like that's a specific kind of approach or control system or something. But
Oh, okay, interesting.
that's what I read.
Maybe because of the time thing. Maybe
Uh,
like it's controlled.
Possibly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah, well, I'd love to know if anyone else is playing it, listening. So do let us know if you have played it, if you've enjoyed it. Let's move on to your game. What are you playing this week?
I am playing a different kind of game once again. It's called Speaka Adventure. This is an old 2D action game from Taito, which was previously Japanese only. It has just been released by the publisher was Enin Games, and it's kind of just like what I said. It's definitely an arcade style game. Like when I was playing it, I wondered at certain times if maybe it was inspired by Sonic or Sonic was inspired by it. I don't know the initial history, but you're playing this girl with a parasol. So some Peach vibes there, I guess.
Hmm.
And that is, I don't want to say the weapon, although it is a weapon at the time, but that's the main mechanic used to traverse this arcade world. She can attack people with her umbrella. She can use it to stick into walls and fling herself up, and is able to navigate around. Like there are various puzzle elements where you stick the umbrella and go the correct way, and it could lead you to a path that you couldn't find before. There's ground pounding as you're going along and you're jabbing people with your umbrella that way. And of course, floating around. So when you jump up, you can open it and then sort of float your way across the various levels. Um, but yeah, it's a fun little game. It's got all the colors you would expect. It's very high energy Japanese style arcade game. A lot of sound, a lot of lights, a lot of color, a lot of action, all coming at you at once. A little overwhelming at first, but once you settle into it, yeah, it's a good time. It's a fun game. I can't really go into too much more detail than that because you know it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember this one now. I saw this on the list, the review queue, and I almost took it, but I didn't. I took Back to the Dawn instead. Yeah, so I did look this up beforehand. So yeah. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. It did look pretty fun, I thought. So, but
Yeah,
crazy
and
also.
yeah, I mean, being an arcade game fan, of course, growing up and playing them in my formative years in the '80s, yeah, I love to just occasionally hop into something like this that requires me to do nothing more than hit buttons in the right order
Mm.
occasionally and time jumps properly, and off we go.
Nice. Very cool. Love that. And that one is out. It just came out on April the 14th. So
Yep.
it's a pretty recent one.
Yep.
Spica Adventure. Spica.
It has
Mm,
28 levels.
cool.
I haven't gotten, through them all. Like most of them are set up in a, like you kind of play through two levels and then you get a boss battle. Again, kind of Sonic like, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and the boss battles I've done so far, like it hasn't been terribly difficult. I get the feeling often that I'm missing a lot of things. Again, Sonic like.
Yes.
If I'm floating above the screen and all I'm seeing is sky and picking up whatever collectibles are up there as I'm floating around, who knows what I'm missing down below? So, yeah, it's a game that you could end up playing multiple times and taking different routes. There's a lot to explore in here while you're, trying to navigate the arcade action. So, it's
Mm,
a good time.
yeah. Awesome. Great. Thank you, Kirk.
Mm,
Back to me. My second game this week is Vampire Crawlers, the turbo wildcard from Vampire Survivors, which has a heck of a title. So we talked about this a few weeks or months ago because it was announced, and now it's out. And it is a Vampire Survivors spin-off, I guess you could call it that. And I'm a huge Vampire Survivors fan, as anyone on the show will know, any listeners, because I tend to bring it up when I can, a bit like Hollow Knight. Watch me bring that up every time. Um, not that the games are similar at all, but Vampire Survivors is just super fun. This is a different take on, well, it's done really well. Okay, so I bought this last night because it was out and I wanted to play it, of course, and obviously talk about it on the show. It was, I think it's $14.99 in Australia. I think it's $9.99 US, so it's a pretty good price. And it retains that feel of Vampire Survivors. It definitely retains that aesthetic, but it isn't a top-down this time around. It is a kind of a first-person perspective, actually, and you're kind of moving forward. What do you call those games? Like those old school games. I think you had one recently that you talked about where you're kind of like going forward or right or left through a dungeon kind of thing.
Oh, like block by block type of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've seen those referred to as DRPGs, dungeon
Well, it's a
RPGs.
bit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah. Because
cool.
yeah, 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 it's really cool. So you're going forward, you can see there's a little map in the bottom right, so you can see where is available to you, which is nice. A lot of those games don't have that, I don't think, where you have to unlock maps as you go. This one is pretty set. There's a map available, and you can see where the enemies are, so you can avoid them if you want to. Sometimes you can't, you need to go through them, but they don't sort of move around, they're just there, so you can move towards the enemies. I've been going towards all the enemies because the more enemies you kill, the more gems you get, the more, the quicker you level up, the more you unlock. What this is a deck builder, though, so you're using cards to attack. And I think I've mentioned before, it's not that I'm not into deck builders, I've just never really played them. But geez, I had a lot of fun with this last night. I played a couple of rounds and I finished one round because in Vampire Survivors, the goal is to get to 30 minutes, to survive for 30 minutes. I'm not 100% sure if that's the same with this one. Suddenly, I got to a point where I defeated a boss and Dracula came, or a Dracula type of vampire came and killed me, which is what happens in Vampire Survivors. This thing comes that you cannot kill, and he just kills you. He one shots you. I had heaps of health. I was doing a really good run. I had lots of cool cards, but this guy just comes out of nowhere and just like, boom, you're dead. But it says stage complete. Like that's how you finish it. So I finished it, which I was really happy about. But essentially, you're just collecting different cards and then you're kind of adding things to the cards to make them better and stronger, which is really, really satisfying and really fun to do. And the cards are super reminiscent of Vampire Survivors. So you've got your axe, you've got your Holy Bible, you've got your knives and your whip. All of the weapons you will know and remember from Vampire Survivors are here, and they all attack in the same way, and they're really cool to watch because you see the attacks as you play the card. The attacks happen. Some of them use like a mana point, and you have, I think, 2 to start off with. Then you can get cards that give you more mana points, either temporarily or permanently. You can do evolutions just like you can in Vampire Survivors. So you can get max level up your weapons or attributes, and they combine and give you an even better weapon, which is really fun. I love this part of it. So what you do is you go around this little map, you defeat all the enemies. There's a boss. You can go straight to the boss. Like I said, you can avoid the enemies if you want to. There are heaps of treasure chests to find as well. There's heaps of coins to collect, which give you permanent upgrades in the shop in between levels. Then when you defeat the boss on a level, you kind of dig down, or at least in the library level that I was doing last night, you dig down. I think it was also the case in the woods level, though, that I did before that. And another level is there, and so it's kind of just you keep going until you reach that end point where Dracula kills you. So you do as many as you can in that time frame, collect as much gold as you can, and then you buy permanent upgrades, and then you go and do another run. And there are different, obviously different levels to unlock. Like I mentioned, the woods and the library, both very familiar for Vampire Survivors fans, because those are levels exist in that game as well. So there will be more levels to unlock as well, and characters. There's characters that you can unlock, and cards that help you with those characters. So I think Antonio was one that I had, and he's a bit like a Simon Belmonte type of person. And when you have that card and you play it, he kind of boosts your attack power temporarily, so you get like ×2 attacks or something. So there's a lot of strategy, a lot of fun. So far, it's probably a little easier than Vampire Survivors, but maybe also I know Vampire Survivors. Like when I first played Vampire Survivors, it took me ages. I think you might remember when I talked about this a couple of years ago. It took me so long to get to that end. Like to survive for 30 minutes was ridiculously hard for me until
Yeah.
I could, until I worked out, how you can do the evolutions and how you can do all the rest of it. And now it's not easy, but it's easier. And I feel like I kind of nailed this one on my like third run. I made it to the end, so I was pretty happy with that. But of course, there are different enemies that each level has, and they're stronger and harder. And it also depends which cards you get. If you get good cards, then you're going to have a good run. So a bit of luck there as well. But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it. I did buy this one. I might still write up a review of it. We'll see how I go. I do have a lot of other reviews I need to do first, so this might have to take a back seat. But I would love to get my thoughts up if I can, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'd love to know if other people are playing it and enjoying it as much as I am. I love that the price is, low for this kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know that it'll retain my interest as much as Vampire Survivors did, but maybe. I love that it's kind of got me into deck building, though. So that's cool. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you open that up and you've got no shortage of games ready to dig into.
Yeah, exactly. And I was playing not with my son Hayden, but he was watching me. I don't think this is multiplayer. I don't know how a deck builder could be multiplayer, but maybe. But he was asking if it was multiplayer because I think he really wanted to play with me. And he said he was definitely going to play it today. I'm like, you can have a go tomorrow. He's like, I will definitely be playing this. I'm like, okay. I think he likes deck builders, which is pretty neat. So
Yep.
yeah, he loved the look of it. I think he liked that look, that first person DRPG look of it as well. I don't know if that's kind of come back in that generation, of kids, but he seemed to really want to play that. So I'm like, great, go for it. I bought it, so the more people who play it, the better value it is. So,
Absolutely.
yes.
That's why I'm trying to get Tyranny to play all these games.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
Tomodachi Life all day long.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
Hmm.
Let's move back to you for your other game. What else are you playing this week?
Well, I'm just starting it, so I again don't have too much I can offer on it, except that it is a Chemco game, so I probably could because they tend to bleed together. But this one looks a little more fun. This one is called Akuma Rise. It comes out on May 7th, so a couple weeks from now it'll be released. And this one, it of course is a JRPG, kind of top down overworld turn based battles thing that they do well. Like I said, the games do tend to blend together, but to me, they're my comfort food of
Mm.
gaming. I know what I'm going to get, and I know it's probably going to work for me. So in this one, you are a character, of course, who's lost his memory. Um, washing ashore with no memory, but you are a demon and you're in a demon world and you are actually fighting the humans this time.
Mm.
You have three demon princesses who are going to, or help you out. You kind of adventure together. And it doesn't really say that the humans are the bad guys so much as the humans are in your way. So, like, the setup to me just seems a little more interesting, and there's a video, so it may be on here as we're talking about it. But the color usage is a little more vibrant than I'm used to seeing with this. A lot more uses of like it seems weird to single out purple as a
Mm.
reason why I'm interested in trying a game,
Yeah.
but it just has a different look than what I'm used to seeing from a game of this type. And sometimes a little twist like that is all you really need, right? Usually it's
Yeah.
in the battle system, but this one the visuals are a bit different. It looks fun. So next week I will be able to weigh in and let you know if all these thoughts of mine actually came to fruition or if it just ended up being another in the masses.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It definitely does have a purple vibe, doesn't
It
it?
really does.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to explain it. It's a very purple game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it does look cool. It looks like yeah, your classic top-down RPG style, as I guess that, like you said, Kemco is known for. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's got, the enemies on one side, you're on the other, and you can use items, you can use your defense. There are special orb skills. They're what they call POW skills, which are very powerful attacks that you try to time right. So again, you've been through this before if you played
Mm.
a Chemco game, and this is another what's the company called? XC, I can't remember the
Oh,
developer.
XE
Yeah,
Create?
XC Create.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
So, more along those lines, but also too, as they've been developing games, they've sort of been trying new things themselves and the games have gotten better over time. So if you haven't tried a Chemco game for a long time, make it this one. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And if you do pick it up, it's on, like, pre-order. You can get it 10% off until, what is it, the 14th of May? And it comes out on the
Yes.
7th of May.
Yep.
But yeah, sometimes they do that, don't they, where they have a little pre-order bonus or discount, sorry, I should say. Hmm, which
Yeah.
is
And
neat.
the funny thing is a lot of the Chemical games I've played lately have DLC where you can like turn off or turn up the number of random battles that you run into or how much money you
Mm.
make per each thing. This one doesn't seem to have it. So I wonder if they've have really honed in on the difficulty level.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're always random battles in these games?
Usually,
Mm.
it doesn't. I don't know if this game has it yet. Like I said, I'll be able to let you know next week.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's often the case with these top down sort of dungeon exploring games with overworlds where you're going to have battles as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not they have their place, but I don't I prefer not to have random battles. I don't know. It just it for me it interrupts the flow a little bit because you're just trying to get from A to B. And then sometimes if you're really low in health and you're just trying to get from A to B, you're like,
True.
please don't randomly encounter someone.
Yep. But that said, if the battles are not random and you can see them, and if you're like me, you're just going to avoid them and then will never level up to the
Yeah,
point that you need to be to take on the story based
that
battles.
is true. And I have like I don't know if other people do this, but when I'm playing a game like this that has random encounters, I do things that I think will help me not randomly encounter battles, but I don't think it actually has an effect at all.
Oh, like move a certain direction or hug a
Yes.
wall or something. Okay.
Yes.
No. Yeah, I've had that thought too.
Yeah. I'm sure loads of people do that, and it's hilarious because I don't think it would have an impact, but it just feels like a or you stop and start, like, I'll just stop, and then I'll run quickly and then stop. Like, maybe if I
Yep.
do it like this, they won't see me, but it's like, it's a computer game, it's not real life, so
You know what I do
yeah.
like too with games with random battles is being able to automate. the battle, so I don't
Oh,
have to
yeah.
do a turn-by-turn thing, like, if I'm that
Mm.
powerful and
That's true.
I had no choice but to have this fight, yeah, then just let me push through it. Or some of the games have it so if you're so much more powerful, they don't even bother to throw you into it. They're like, "Yeah, you won. Just keep
Yeah, I
going."
think Dragon Quest might do that, some of the early
Yeah,
ones at least, yeah. Because I was playing, was it Dragon Quest 1 last year? Yeah. I think they do that, which is cool. Yeah, I do like that because, like, you don't wanna waste your time on those little when you're going back to where you started and the enemies are really weak and you've leveled up by this point, it's
yeah,
just like, I don't need to waste my time with these little characters. They're too easy. So,
yeah.
yeah, that's pretty neat. Cool. Well, yeah, I hope it is good. Akuma Rise is the game, so I look forward to hearing more about that one next week. Well, that more or less brings us to the end of the show. We've kind of done pretty well this week. We've only just gone over the hour. We do always aim for an hour. We never hit the hour. We always go over. But this is the closest we've gotten in a while. Did you have anything else you'd like to add or mention or highlight before we do close things off for the week?
I do not.
Cool. Well, me neither, I guess. No, thank you so much for joining me this week, Kirk, and talking about all things Nintendo. We covered a lot today, so thank you, listeners, and we hope you enjoyed the show. We'd love to know your thoughts on any of the games we discussed today. Sorry. Starting to slow my words because I'm tired. No, I'm fine. No, we really appreciate your viewers listening and viewing on YouTube. We love doing these shows, so we appreciate everyone who listens. We are also on social media, so if you'd like to follow us, you can head on over to Instagram and Blue Sky, see what we're doing over there. We have, of course, our magazine that we mentioned at the top of the show. If you would like to get on board, if you missed out this time, you can still jump on and get into the queue for next time. So we will have another issue coming out in the next couple of months. It's a quarterly publication, so stay tuned for more details on that one. But yeah, head on over to patreon.com/Pure Nintendo and you can get yourself a copy of the Pure Nintendo magazine when the next issue is released. As I said, if you're in Brisbane, please come to the suitcase markets this weekend on the 3rd of May or head to the Comic Book Cafe in Albion and you can grab one right off the shelf. Thank you so much again. And until next week, game on, everybody. Bye.